to the world of maths. This is Christabel and you're watching my YouTube channel KRISY'S Maths Academy. So in this video I'm going to explain on the basics of polynomials, which comes under the topic of algebra. So I already uploaded few videos on algebra, such as what is algebra, algebraic equation, algebraic expression, etc. and what are the basics formulas which will help to solve those equations. Okay, so if you want to check up on those videos, I will add the link in the description box, so you can check on those videos and then come back to this video. So, and please don't forget to watch this video completely, like and subscribe to my channel if you are not yet subscribed, and click on the bell icon so that you will get notifications on when I upload my next video. Okay, and please do share this video among your friends, those who are preparing on competitive exams and those who need to improve their quantitative aptitude. Okay, now in this video I'm going to cover up on what is polynomial, what are the different types of polynomials, then what are the different forms of polynomials, and then like and unlike terms in a polynomials, then multiplication and division of terms of the polynomials, and I'm going to do an introduction to the factorization as well. Okay, so let's start. So now let's see certain examples on algebraic expression. 4x raised to minus 3 plus 3x raised to minus 1 plus 5, 3x by y plus 4 root x plus 1, 2xy plus 4x plus 1. So these are all algebraic expressions. Now out of this we have to find what are all the polynomials. Okay, first of all, an algebraic expression, it will contain variables, coefficients, constants, and it will contain the basic operations such as addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. But in the case of polynomials, it will contain variables, that is the unknown variables such as x and y, coefficient, that is the number which is multiplied by the variable, that is called as coefficient, and constants such as this, it is not multiplied by any variable. Okay, and the operations in polynomial will be addition, subtraction and multiplication. There will not be division. Also, the power of the variables, that is the exponents, the power of the variables should be a non-negative integer. For example, let's see this algebraic expression, 4 into x raised to minus 3. It is a negative integer. So this algebraic expression is not a polynomial. What about the second one? There is x by y. There is a division, and 4 into root x, that is x raised to 1 by 2. That 1 by 2 is a fraction, it is not an integer. So this is not a polynomial. What about the third one? 2xy plus 4x plus 1. There are two variables, that is x and y, and they have coefficients, constants, etc. And what about the power? The power of x and y are 1. That is a non-negative integer. So the last one is a polynomial. Okay, so let me give you the definition of a polynomial. And say the definition of polynomial is an algebraic expression that has variables, coefficient and exponents with the basic operations out of that addition, subtraction and multiplication, and also those exponents should be non-negative integers. Okay, now already in my previous video I have explained about terms. So in these algebraic expressions, a term is the value that is separated by addition or subtraction. So in this case, this is a term, 4x is a term, 1 is a term. In this case, 4x raised to minus 3 is a term, 3x raised to minus 1 is a term, 5 is a term. That is, they are separated by addition or subtraction. So that's what we mentioned terms. So based on that, there is another definition of a polynomial. So let me explain about that. About the term polynomial, I put it in different colors to know that poly means many and nomial means terms or parts. I already told you what are terms. So polynomial means many terms. Many terms means one or more terms. Okay, so that can be monomial. Monomial means a single term. For example, 7 can be monomial, 4x can be monomial. Then it can be binomial. Binomial means two terms. That is 4x plus 7, 3xy plus y. It is having two terms. That is called binomial. Then we have trinomial. Trinomial means three terms. For example, 3xy plus 4x plus 3, it is having three terms. Okay. So, even though it is having a single term, still we call it polynomial. So, the main example of main definition of polynomial is it will have one or more terms. Okay. So, these are the different types of polynomial. Now, let's go to the forms of the different forms of polynomial. Now consider this example, 4x plus x cube plus 3 plus 7x raised to 5. So how many terms are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. So this polynomial contains 4 terms. Okay. Now first of all let me introduce what is the degree of a polynomial. Now in this there is only one variable, that is x. Now we have to find the highest power of x. That will be the degree of this polynomial. See, x has the power like 1, 3, this is x raised to 0 we can say, and x raised to 5. So the highest value, highest power is 5. So we can say that degree of the polynomial is 5. Okay, now let's see the different forms of the polynomial. If we want to write it in a standard form, we always have to mention the term which is having the highest power. The term of the variable which is having the highest power, and then we have to write out in the decreasing order. So in this case I will show you how we need to do that. In this x raised to 5, this particular term is having the highest power. So I write out that first. 7x raised to 5 I'll write first. So next is x raised to 4, is it there? No. X raised to 3 is there. Okay. So plus x raised to 3 plus x square is not there. 4x is there. So 4x plus 3. So in this the powers of the variables is mentioned in the decreasing order. The terms are mentioned in the decreasing order, and this form is known as the standard form. Okay. Now as you have noticed, certain powers are missing. That is x raised to 5 is there, but next is x raised to 4. It is not there. X raised to 3 is there, but x raised to 2 is not there. Okay. So in the next type of form I am going to mention those powers as well and their coefficient. Coefficient is the value which is multiplied by that variable. Okay. And their coefficient I need to put it as 0. So let's see how it comes. 7x raised to 5 plus, I'll put x raised to 4 here, x cube, x square, then x, then next will be x raised to 0. Okay. So for x raised to 5 the coefficient is 7. X raised to 4 is not there. So I'll put 0 plus, what about x cube? Yes, 1. So I can just write it as x cube. Next x square is not there. So I'll put 0. Next 4 into x. So plus 4 into x. Plus the constant is 3 into x raised to 0. So we can put it just as 3. So index form, this is known as index form. That is, it will have all the powers of the x, and if it is missing, the coefficient will be just 0. So this type of form is known as index form. The next type of form is coefficient form. That is, we write a set which consists only the coefficient value. Okay, that is first value, first coefficient is 7. So I write 7. Next will be 0, then 1, next is 0, 4, 3. I'm just writing the coefficient of all the powers. So this is known as coefficient form. Okay, hope you have understood all this. If you have any doubts, please type in the comment section so that I can help you. So next we'll go and look about what are like terms and unlike terms. Okay, now let's consider what are like terms and unlike terms. Like terms means they will have same variables and same powers. For example, 7xy and 15xy. See, for the term 7xy, the variables are x and y. What about 15xy? The variables are x and y. And the second condition is they should have the same powers. That is, the variable x here has the power 1. Similarly, the variable x here has the power 1. Here the variable y here has the power 1. The variable y here has the power 1. So these two are called like terms. What about the second example? There are same number of variables, that is x and y in both cases. But let's check upon the powers. For this term, the power of x is 2. But for this term, the power of x is 1. So they are having different powers. So such type of terms are known as unlike terms. So the definition is, like terms will have same variables with same powers, and unlike terms will have different variables with different powers. So in this case, the first one is like terms and the second one is unlike terms. So the operation which we can do in this like terms is that we can add or subtract two like terms, but we can't do that in case of unlike terms. Now I am going to add these two terms. See what happens. 7xy plus 15xy, which will be equal to, if I take xy common, xy into balance we have 7 plus 15, that is xy into 22. So I can write it as 22xy. But can we add 3x square y plus 4xy cube? No, we can't add because they are unlike terms. Okay, so that's the difference between like terms and unlike terms. Okay, now next let's see multiplication of terms. Okay, now like terms can be added or subtracted. What about unlike terms? They can be multiplied and divided. For example, these two are unlike terms because see, the variables are same but their powers are different. So now let's multiply these terms and see what happens. First I will multiply the constants, then I will multiply the same variables and we'll see what happens. Now 3 into 5 and next is x square into x. Then we have y into y square, right? So I can write it as 15. X square into x is x cube and y into y square is y cube. So I can write this term as 15 x cube y cube. Always we put the coefficient first and then the followed by variables. Okay, so we had to mention in this form. Okay, now next let's see the division of two terms. These are unlike terms, right? Because even though both having the same number of variables, their power is different. So in division of terms, we have to divide this by this. Same way, we have to consider division of each constants and their variables. Okay, now 6 into 4, we will get 24. X square divided by x is just x, and then we can cross off this y as well. Okay, so the answer will be 4x. Okay, so this is how we divide two terms. Next is multiplication by a binomial. Binomial means two terms, okay? Two terms. So how we can multiply? This we can do by distribution method. That is, I have to multiply this particular term into the first term plus this term into the second term. So let's see what happens. I will write 3xy into x plus 3xy into 4y. Okay, as I told earlier, first we have to mention the coefficient, then the variables. Okay, so how this will come? I'll write 3 first, then the variable x is coming twice, so I'll put x square. Here I'll multiply the coefficients first. 3 4s are 12, x into y square. So this is how you have to multiply by a binomial. Now we are so next we are dividing a polynomial by a monomial. So let's see what happens. In case of division, we have to split. We have to divide each term by 2xy. We have to divide each term of the numerator by 2xy. So let's see what happens. So that is 10xy divided by 2xy plus 6x square y divided by 2xy plus 2xy square divided by 2xy. So here I can cross off and get 5. X cancel, y cancel, 3. Okay, so the answer will be, here what we have, 5 plus 3x plus y. So this will be the answer. Now next let's multiply two binomials. That is, x plus 1 is a binomial. It has two terms, x and 1. And next binomial is x plus 2. So let's multiply this and see what we get. How we need to multiply is, we need to multiply the first term with the first term of the second binomial, and the first term of the first binomial with the first term of the second binomial, the second term of the second binomial. Similarly, the second term of the first binomial with the first term of the second binomial, and the second term with the second term of the second term binomial. So it will be x square plus 2x plus x plus 2. Okay. Now 2x and x, they are like terms, so we can add them. So it will be x square plus 2 plus 1 is 3. 3x plus 2. So this is how we do the operation in polynomials. Now you have seen that this form, this standard form of a polynomial. Okay. What about this form? This is called as the factorized form. I already told you, I will give you a small introduction to factorization. So if we have a polynomial in this form, and if we are converting it into this x plus 1 into x plus 2 form, this is called as the factorized form. So in factorization, it will be split into, it is like a multiplication of factors. Okay. Now I will give the main conditions on factorization. So the definition of factorization is writing an algebraic expression as the product of several factors. So this algebraic expression is mentioned as the product of several factors. In this case, there are two factors. Okay. And factorization has two conditions. That is, the first one is the degree of each factor will be definitely less than the degree of the highest polynomial. Now in this, the degree of the highest the polynomial, the highest degree is 2. Okay. Then degree of each factor is 1. So surely it is, the value is less. Also, and the factors which we had got, that cannot be further factorized. So this is the final factorization form, and these are the two conditions. Okay, so in my next video we'll go more into the details of the factorization of polynomials. Okay, so till then stay tuned and wait for my next video. Okay, so thank you for watching, and if you have any doubts, please write in the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, that is KRISY'S Maths Academy. Okay, so bye.